Senator Singh.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Last week I had the privilege of celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Australian Clearinghouse for Youth Studies, which has, and somewhat surprisingly to some, for the last 27 years been based in Tasmania at the Faculty of Education at the University of Tasmania after moving from its original birthplace here in Canberra at the Australian National University, where it resided for its first 3 years. The Australian Clearinghouse for Youth Studies is the nation's only youth-specific clearinghouse and publishes Australia's only peer-reviewed journal dedicated to youth studies, Youth Studies Australia. And along with the ACYS website, Youth Field Express, email newsletter and other occasional publications, the ACYS plays a vital role in acting as a repository of youth-related information, as well as a conduit through which research from diverse fields that relates to 12 to 25-year-olds can be collected, classified and redistributed. And over the course of those last 30 years, the ACYS has gone very much from strength to strength as technology has changed, consistently adjusting their method of communication and information gathering as technology and times have changed. And as the managing editor of the ACYS, Sue Headley, who has been with the Clearinghouse in an editorial capacity for no less than 16 years, as she observed, the development of the ACYS has been a story very much of technological innovation. And when the concept was originally received from the ANU, it involved the publication of a small bundle of notes regarding youth studies. The expansion and increased professionalism of the journal saw it published externally until the advent of desktop publishing, when staff at the ACYS were ahead of the curve and were able to make the technology of the time work for them. And while the core work of the ACYS remains centred on providing an evidence base for researchers, practitioners and policy making involved in the work with young people, its role and expertise as a publisher has gone from being incidental to a substantial enterprise in and of itself. The imprint ACYS Publishing plays its own important role in publishing academic and reference text. But the principal role of the Clearinghouse is to process and repackage information on young people into an accessible, reader-friendly form, one that can be used by service providers, government and practitioners. It is to create a scholarly basis for action to ensure that our thinking about young people is informed by more rigorous, peer-reviewed evidence and data than by just preconceptions, suppositions and memories that too often inform our views about a demographic that is, by its very definition, facing issues and challenges that are unique and to that generation of themselves. And the ACYS has managed to remain contemporary because, like all good work in academia, it has forced itself very much to examine and to explore new trends and issues uncovered in research. And it has also remained contemporary by virtue, of course, of its diverse staff, ably led by an experienced editor in Miss Headley and with an enthusiastic director in Professor Rob White. The ACYS is constantly refreshed by staff with diverse specialities and skills and from diverse backgrounds. Externally, it is linked to the dynamic network of peak youth bodies around the country, themselves constantly refreshed by the turnover inevitable in organisations that maintain a youth membership. Indeed, it is partly this relation to the state and territory peaks, including, I might say, a very close relationship with the Youth Network of Tasmania, and the terrific work done by Joanna Siedja and Naomi Marsh at the network, and the Tasmanian Youth Forum, respectively, that does make the Clearinghouse so important. And I thank their dedication and their work to the Clearinghouse and for making it as vital and contributory as it is through their input. It is a contact point as well as a resource, a place to allow youth practitioners to speak a common language based on common data. Mr Deputy President, the ACYS and Youth Studies Australia have funded by the Department of Education, Employment and Workplace Relations, and its work is demonstrative not just of the government's commitment to dealing with issues affecting young people, but also with its approach. Since it came to power, the Gillard government has expanded and improved the opportunities for young people in a number of ways, and through that also includes the ongoing support of the Clearinghouse. But it has expanded and improved those opportunities for young people to actually contribute to youth and to other government policy that may affect youth. And by establishing the Australian Youth Forum and funding the Australian Youth Affairs Coalition, the government has sought to ensure that its policy is grounded in the views, experiences and very real issues that young people face. And those real issues are very much the issues that the Australian Clearinghouse for Youth Studies researches and raises every day through its publications, through its email newsletter and through the ACYS website. And just to make some reference to those publications on the current ACYS website, and I encourage those senators interested in our youth and in youth studies here in Australia to go onto the ACYS website, www.acys.info, and actually inform themselves about some of those publications that the ACYS have recently published and are continuing to publish as they go through a process of migrating a lot of the past issues of Youth Studies Australia over to their new site. And that will include a various range of issues, those issues prior to 2005. And that, of course, again, allows us as senators in this place to actually look at the change over time, not just change in data, but change in youth studies. What are the issues for youth that perhaps were important in 2005 compared to those issues important to youth in 2011? But one of the issues that currently is on that site is the continuing importance of the cultural in the study of youth. And that is an academic study of youth culture that has in fact changed markedly over the past 2 decades. One only has to start thinking about technology again as being at the forefront of some of those changes in youth culture, whether it's thinking not just of the various acronyms used for SMS messaging that I still have some challenge understanding when the occasional one I receive from my teenage son, or whether it's more from more detailed issues that may be affecting youth in relation to class, gender, ethnicity, race and so on. The term youth culture, as it reads in this journal by Andy Bennett, is itself now regarded as increasingly questionable given the multi-generational followings for punk, dance, hip-hop, hardcore and other music and style-based genres once deemed to be exclusively the domain of youth. I do encourage those interested in youth studies to read Andy Bennett's article on the continuing importance of the cultural in the study of youth, as it does provide a very good evaluation of that term culture when it comes to youth cultural studies and of the notion of culture as a direct product of, I guess, our class relations as he refers to it. So very much the Clearinghouse has played a vital role in bringing the attention of policymakers, researchers, community workers, teachers and young people to the substantial work that is being done across so many areas of academia. It has performed this task for 30 years and demonstrated its capacity not just to adapt and stay active, but to excel. And I want to congratulate ACYS for its 30 years of cutting-edge work and I look forward to its continued changing contribution in the future.
Thank you, Senator Singh.